False!
Does that make me sound crazy or what?
Not true.
I'm so going on there later, and I'm going to tell some tales.
First of all, Brian Philip Welch.
Fact.
Okay. My middle name's Philip too, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
But here's a true fact too. I spelled it wrong for like all my time in corn. Like I was just and I asked my dad, and he's like, it's one L, and I'm like, I've been spelling it with two L's my whole like.
It says two L's on Wikipedia. Mine's one
does?
L too, though. Yeah.
See?
So we found some fiction,
dude. How can you not spell your name right your whole life?
I don't know.
Sorry.
But hey, whatever. I guess it's not really Wikipedia's fault all that much. This one really caught my eye. It says in 1998 you directed the video for War by System of a Down.
War. Oh, I wish I did. But that's not true.
That's not true? Damn. That's what I actually wished was true, because that would be so interesting.
Chavo directs all their videos.
Yeah, I was very surprised. I thought that maybe like X-Files thing, and of course that that video was made before Linkin Park was huge and all that stuff. But
Yeah, I would love to direct this System of a Down video, but that might mean I have to switch with Chavo. So I don't know how if our guys would want to do that. I don't know.
If only, maybe someday. The Believe sessions. It said you had surgery to remove a damaged valve that was causing acid to spill on your vocal cords.
It wasn't removed. Basically, the valve, the valve or the sphincter at the top of the esophagus. Okay, yes, I know that's a lovely word, isn't it? That basically controls acid flow. That prohibits it from coming back up into the actual larynx and whatnot. Had completely herniated. So they needed to go in endoscopically, and they repaired it from existing tissue at the time. The problem is, since I had that procedure done, that repair job has ruptured. So I'm back to square one. So
did this just recently happen?
This happened during the Asylum record cycle when we were touring with Korn.
Okay, so a little while back. It says Drive was originally named I'll Be There, but because there was a song by that name, maybe this is fiction, because there was a song by that name by the Jackson 5, the song's final title ended up being Drive. No?
That's the first time I've ever heard that.
That's the first I've
That's
heard
what
that
it
too.
says on Wikipedia.
Yeah,
okay.
That's not correct.
So just to clarify, Wikipedia, anybody can update,
Anyone.
could update Wikipedia.
Anyone.
I'm so going on there later, and I'm going to tell some tales.
The Antennas to Hell compilation. On the inside, it says the CD tray features a photo of your blue house.
False.
Fiction. Okay. What is it?
It's Paul Gray's house.
Wow. Okay, that's a big falsehood.
It's a big false. See, this is why these things are good.
Yeah.
Normally I don't do shit like this. It's not because of Graham here and Kron and Crayon.
Never made that mistake
No,
again.
I'm just kidding. I'm having fun.
Good.
It was important to me. That was one of the first projects without Paul. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't without the Gray. It was the very first audible kind of thought process where I was having to make art. There's some videos there and some remixes, and it's just a bunch of stuff to get through that time period. And that was the first time period without Paul Gray.
Yes.
So I'm in the band. We started the band together because he loved my art, so it's always my responsibility to have those parallel themes, those rabbit holes. So I called up a really good friend of his and mine who was there on the first record, who was also born in Los Angeles, and I had him go out on a disposable camera, on a digital camera, take pictures of Paul's apartment that he lived in, where he learned how to play guitar. And the one that you can see the number the most is the one that's him. And I thought it was a beautiful shot because there's a flower, and you see through the flower, and there's his apartment, and that's where he had his white guitar and started learning how to play Slayer and, Pink Floyd and Dead Kennedys and all the other stuff that he loved. So I put that in there for a wormhole,
Absolutely. The Faceless album got its name after a swimming pool incident where a lady called the cops after she saw you and Shannon Larkin skinny dipping. No.
Nope, that is not true. Although I will tell you what happened. Faceless had nothing to do with Miami or anything like that. Faceless was actually written back in Massachusetts when we were first writing that album before we even decided to take it to Florida. And the only reason we went there is because there was too much distraction with families and friends. We couldn't get our work done, so we had to go to a remote place. But yeah, the first night we were there, me and Shannon drank 11 bottles of wine, and we were wasty face. And we got up on the roof, and I don't know why, but we were totally naked, and we were jumping in the pool.
Why not?
And I remember as the sun came up, it was 8 a.m, and it was scalding hot. The tiles on the roof were just like hot potato, you know? And I happened to look over, and this lady was just pulling up her blinds with a glass of orange juice and cleaning out her eyes, and she said, "What the fuck?" And I just, oh my God, sorry, and boom, and in the water. And so, yeah, that was just a drunken night of, I don't know, I don't even know why we were naked.
All right. The song Flush was written after you accidentally locked yourself into a recording studio.
False!
Yes. Okay, good. We always got to get a little fiction in there.
I mean, I locked myself into the recording studio always, but I didn't lock myself. Like I couldn't get out. I put myself in there.
Okay.
So it's not like I was trapped.
They made it seem like you were trapped and like, oh, you know, well, as long as I'm locked in here and have nothing to do, I'll write a song.
Liars!
The paper cut video. The inspiration for that video was taken from the film Jacob's Ladder.
Not true.
Not true?
No.
Okay. Can you tell me what the inspiration was?
Well, that one, it was a co-directing thing, so it was like a mishmash of two guys just
Sure.
like, kind of just throwing ideas out there.
Okay.
So on top of that, the label wanted a certain thing. They didn't want it to be dark, so we kind of went in there intending it to be a lot darker than it was.
Okay.
It was kind of a weird video because it was like there was a vision behind it, but it was shared between two guys, and then plus the label completely diluting it, so it was just like this whole thing. But I don't know, people liked it, so
I remember liking it, but
yeah.
well,
It's not one of my favorites.
No?
No.
Last Resort sampled and re-recorded a riff from Iron Maiden's Genghis Khan.
That's pretty good.
No?
False. Completely
Okay.
false. Toby
All right.
wrote it on the piano and then transcribed it.
Okay.
You never heard Iron Maiden probably at that point.
Yeah.
Well, since I've heard Iron Maiden a lot now, and it kind of sounds like every one of their songs.
You know what
Yeah,
I'm
it's
saying?
got that melodic
Yeah.
kind of, it sounds like an Iron Maiden.
I mean, Maiden essentially is like they just take a lot of that classical and put it into the distorted guitar riffs, you know, and you hear that, and it's, I mean, because I wasn't a Maiden fan when I was younger.
Sure.
When we wrote that, or I wasn't really a metalhead. And then once everybody started telling us that we ripped off Maiden, I was like, well, we might as well check out Maiden. Yeah. And now I've become a fan. Like, we've done tons of festivals with Maiden. We did a bunch of shows in Germany with them, and I remember the first time we showed up to play with them, I'm tripping. I'm like, dude, these fans are gonna hate us, like German metalheads. And we got up there and we played a track. We opened the show with a song called "To Be Loved," and the crowd just went fucking crazy. And I'm like, totally opposite of what we expected. We were like, what? So we come off stage and we were like, well, that was amazing, man. And what they were like, oh, you played the song from the WWE. We love wrestling here. All the German metalheads, we love wrestling, and it's the theme song. And I'm like, okay, cool.